Hello, I'm Terry Moore with the Unified Path. Within our four-part video series on readings for the elements, today we will highlight the element of the heart. Igniting the heart through readings can be achieved through exploring the world's major religions and their sacred texts. I'm going to mention a few others that can also help deepen the heart element. Let's start with Buddhism and the book River of Fire, River of Water, an introduction to the Pure Land tradition of Shin Buddhism by Taitetsu Uno. What is Pure Land Buddhism? It is the Buddhism of wisdom, faith, and devotion. This form of Buddhism began in India as early as the 2nd century of the Common Era. It then spread to China, then Japan, and eventually across most of Eastern Asia. The Pure Land tradition has the reputation of being simple, loving, faith-centered, and practiced by common people. The author, Taitetsu Uno, who passed away in 2014, was the foremost authority in the United States on the Shin tradition of Pure Land Buddhism. This book is an excellent introduction for those with or without prior experience. The practice is harmonious with the workings of daily life, making it easily adaptable for spiritual travelers who are seeking to awaken the true self. Sufism. Two books I'd like to highlight. One is What is Sufism by Merton Lings. I knew Merton Lings personally. He was one of the most saintly people I've ever known. And his book, What is Sufism, is described in the introduction this way. He says, Scripture says that knock and it will be open to you. This book is about how to knock. That's the book What is Sufism by Merton Lings. The second book I'd like to focus on is The Essential Rumi by Coleman. The writings and poems of Sufi mystic Jalaluddin Muhammad Baqi Rumi, simply known as Rumi, are as important and heart-piercing now as when they were first written in the 13th century. This revised and expanded edition distills ancient questions and spiritual wisdom into clear images and metaphors that shine beautiful light on what it means to be a spiritual being having a human experience. This is currently one of the best-selling books of Rumi, and this edition contains 80 never-before-published poems. Platonism, the Symposium by Plato. Within this dialogue, I want to highlight the presentation by Socrates that comes toward the end. It is one of the greatest presentations on love in the Western tradition. The Symposium is a dinner party attended by a group of men in ancient Greece. A traditional part of the evening took place after the meal, when drinking for pleasure was accompanied by music, dancing, and conversation. This text recounts a group conversation on love with a special presentation by Socrates in sections 201d through 223d. It narrates a way of spiritual ascension through love, to unity with the gods and to immortality. Moving to Christianity, I'd like to focus on the book The Practice of the Presence of God by Brother Lawrence. Brother Lawrence was born in the 17th century as Nicolas Herman in what is now eastern France. As a young man, he went into the army due to poverty and later became a Carmelite friar. At age 18, he had a revelation of the power of God. This is a book of collected teachings and includes letters and records of conversations. Brother Lawrence comes through as an endearing and an inspiring teacher. The overarching theme is the development of an awareness of the presence of God. Brother Lawrence often stated that it is God who paints himself in the depths of our souls. We must merely open our hearts to receive him and his loving presence. This book is an inspirational classic. I'd also like to mention my works in this context, and particularly my most recent book, Doors to Awareness, Meditations on the Real. This book I wrote to provide practical methodologies for using the various elements of the Unified Path to connect to the real. This book is available on Amazon. I'd be interested to know what you're reading. Have you read any of these books, or what are you reading now to strengthen your spiritual life? please let me know in the comments below and make sure to like and subscribe. So until next time, remember, body, mind, heart, soul, one.